Luminosity already go up against one SAM team, and now they play the other.
They also came up against the better SAM team earlier in Furia, who are the #1 seed coming out of South America, and Complexity have played second fiddle to them so far, but it has been a very close race with one win in favor of Complexity early on in the season. Luminosity, it's no secret, they were not playing to the level that we've expected to come from them, especially considering they made it to this major based on a second place finish in North America. It's time for them to prove that they should not be going down 0-2.
It feels like this is a great opportunity for Luminosity to silence the haters.
And with 30 seconds in, it's going to be a very awkward little taps of play as Complexity get a decent amount of pressure. Now it's a tap central again from Razebull. Dorito, left-hand side, and Demo opening it up somewhat, but a pitch going the other way down the pitch will be going wide of the net. And Complexity, when they played Vitality earlier on, they played them close.
And I think that's why so many people have Complexity as the favorite in this matchup, is just going off that eye test that we saw from Complexity. There's a lot to point to positively for Complexity, whereas Luminosity really struggled against Furia, especially Cheese, who is that player you're expecting to kind of have a breakout performance.
Yeah, I mean, first time that he's come to LAN, Cheese has been exceptional online. The star player, absolutely for Luminosity, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch him. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to perform to that level. And Majbear and Rettles, the same kind of story. Did well online, a few iffy series, but not able to perform to the level that has brought them to this major. Complexity, however, as we said, versus Vitality, they played them so close. They made it a scary series for one of the best teams in the world. And we've seen how well Complexity can play against these teams too. Vitality especially, one goal off beating them historically.
And they have made a switch. There was the infamous AJG shot. And now Dorito has come in to take the place of AJG and see if he can help propel Complexity to even more success. So far, this game has been a stalemate on either side, a battle for possession. Not too many daring chances on either end.
A lot more midfield play that we're seeing here, and a drop down to Majbear. Majbear trying to go for that sidewall redirect, but Red from Razebull, a shot towards target. CRR to block it away. Approaching halfway through the game and a backboard clear from Cheese. Nothing particularly crazy from any of these players coming on so far. A couple of shots, couple of saves. But as said, James, nothing particularly convincing.
I think it's still that grace period at the beginning. Both teams feeling each other out, poking, prodding, trying to see if there's any weakness in the defense. And there's that first weakness that gets exposed. Razebull comes through.
The Bull charges down the pitch. CRR receives, then it goes straight back to El Toro. Halfway through the game in Complexity, securing that lead. And you have to think for Luminosity, how are they going to receive a goal coming against them from yet another SAM team? Because if we know leaders, we know that when you have Rettles on your side, he will be leading that team. He's going to make sure that he is one of those players that keeps up the comms. He doesn't get his head down. And they release comms videos as well to Luminosity. And of course, we have that Luminosity stream with Spaceman and Corelli. They are live right now, and I know for a fact they are going to be going crazy.
I mean, it's got to be tough to sit through that. Luminosity, a slow start here. Flip reset, almost beats the defense. Good save from Majbear, who got back just in the nick of time. And now Rettles with the boost steal, trying to march up field. Cheese working with Rettles, but that touch to nobody, and a big challenge from Dorito. He also snags that corner boost. Now space for Complexity.
90 seconds remaining. Seconds ticking down for Luminosity to secure a chance just to earn that overtime. Rettles wanting to move it down pitch, hands off the ball to Majbear, but Dorito sniping a boost from underneath his feet. Cheese to receive one, but CRR bumps him out of the way, so no progress can be made until Rettles comes in. A shot saved away from Dorito.
Big play from Dorito. Now chance for CRR floating there. Gets a small tip. Cheese trying to wrap it around. Razebull looking for a bump. Does land a bump, but it was after the touch came through. Luminosity worked their way out.
Nothing touch from Cheese, just hands the pressure all the way back over towards Complexity, who can now work out their own half. A failed Musty, but doesn't matter too much because the next touch comes in from yet another Complexity player.
Another good bump as well from Dorito. Dorito's been diving in, successfully getting that ball past the midfield and getting a nice boost steal. Dorito making his mark. There's a pass off their own backboard. Good tip from CRR. And Reynolds tries to dive in, but has to bail out. There's the lead bump play. But CRR and Dorito bounce off each other.
Time continuing to tick down. And these seconds fly away from Luminosity's hopes as well. Raiseball up to the backboard, CRR to chase. A great clear from Cheese. Who can receive? It's Magic Bear. A pass to Rettles perhaps. Instead it falls straight back to the defensive complexity.
Magic Bear hoping to keep this ball in, but running on fumes. It's a pass up, no redirect coming. You can see Raiseball jump the lane, and CRR will launch that off the backboard. It's still kept in play by Magic Bear. No boost from Cheese, but he does get a tip. Cheese, literally zero.
Great catch.
And now off the backboard, Reynolds will boom it upfield. Good touch from Raiseball. And that will do enough to get the ball to the ground and put game one in the books.
Relatively clinical from both offense and defense. It really is split by a hair, because realistically you need to have both in your arsenal. You might just trend more defensively or trend more offensively.
But we do see some kickoff tactics early on from Luminosity. It did get them possession, but they weren't able to make it work. And now that shot's gonna go on target. Cheese does well to get that ball up into the corner.
There's a lot of faith in Magic Bear there to actually let that ball just go past him. Maybe his teammates weren't very convinced of what's going to happen, but a long shot, flying in, Magic Bear. Perfect place, perfect time, perfect placement.
And you can see Raiseball goes for the hit into the corner, and Magic Bear is right there. And that is a smart play. When you're looking for clears out of your zone, you are looking for your teammates to try to blast it as hard as you can at them. Magic Bear doing a wonderful job of redirecting that ball on target, just putting it towards net.
On pure instincts too, because you see that ball coming towards you, you just basically jump or turn a little bit. You don't have time for too much more. Rettles moving Raiseball. Maybe going to be an omen of what is to come as Rettles wants to continue with those offensive plays. It did not work earlier versus Fury. He barely had chances to do it. Will Complexity be sitting a bit more pretty for them? And as a shot bounces top corner, Cheese not going to be having a thanks Psionics post bounce going his way.
It was close though. Another shot that narrowly misses. Luminosity in this first minute have had a nice start. Complexity, they had that one goal last game from Raiseball. It wasn't flashy, but it was effective. I think both of us, Stumpy, still waiting to see what kind of offensive plays these teams are going to bring out.
Everything so far been somewhat routine. Definitely hoping that we see a bit more flashiness with the incredible players that they have on both these sides. Cheese especially, I want to see him activated. It's a touch coming in central, a touch again from Raiseball as it is passed towards him from his teammate. But a minute and a half elapsed. Cheese in the back, waiting and lurking. A Raiseball to clear, right-hand side. Sees the ball bounce awkwardly again. Raiseball completely lets the control of the ball go. Goes awkwardly in his own half. Dorito has to stretch to get to that ball first. Raiseball, a couple of missed touches, but Luminosity, they didn't have the foresight to make sure they were going in there to pressure their errors.
They needed to keep that possession. Reynolds was pretty low on boost, didn't have a ton of options, but ended up just popping that and giving up control. However, Luminosity has been able to keep this ball down in Complexity's half for quite some time. Much better game here from Luminosity. Complexity forced to play more defense than they did in game one, that's for certain. Poke to the corner from Dorito, looking for a 50, but ends up pinching it all the way back to his own half.
I feel like we're seeing a lot more aggression from Complexity than we have done during the season previously in Sam. But yeah, a little team bump coming in does throw Complexity off. Luminosity really struggling to work out of their own half despite their lead. Magic Bear trying to go for a double. Instead it falls back down towards Rettles. Central, no. Raiseball, an interception. Complexity are chasing here, bear in mind. Luminosity's defense, they're holding very firm, and a lovely shot from Rettles, and an even better save from CRR.
Luminosity continue to do a nice job of finding each other on those breakout plays. Rettles almost had that redirect, but you could see the save come out for Complexity. But Luminosity, the one setting the pace in game two.
CRR off that double, the angle is there. It's just a little bit too wide. Luminosity with the skin of their teeth, a shot wide again. CRR, no angle for it, but Dorito wanted to set up his teammates as much as possible. Rettles, 1v1 versus CRR. CRR with a block, it's good enough. Cheese, not enough power as Dorito clears it away.
Complexity surviving by the skin of their teeth on that breakout. Those isolation plays can be dangerous, but Complexity do enough. And they're still in this ball game as we approach this final minute and a half. Complexity, though, they haven't had many chances. We've seen CRR have a couple looks, but not be able to get the shot on target. Low boost again. Dorito and CRR both on 0. Finally, Dorito getting some, but CRR as first man not able to do much, but that 50 almost goes in.
60 seconds and 1 goal to chase for Complexity. Midfield sees Ray's ball with 80 boost towards that side wall. Gets that ball very far, bumps one, now to CRR. A double commit from the defense Luminosity. Complexity struggle to work their way in till Ray's ball comes out. Magic Bear can clear it away. A very ambitious play coming in for a pre-jump from Complexity. Magic Bear teaming up, and Luminosity a 2-0 lead. What a turnaround after being pushed on defense.
And you love the improvising from Reynolds. As soon as he doesn't make contact on that play, he immediately locks in for the bump. Yeah. It may have been just instinctual that Reynolds says, I'm going to put myself in the best position to where my bump can be most effective. Well, that play was it. Didn't connect with the bump, but still did enough to make it challenging for the defense. And Luminosity have that insurance goal for these final 30 seconds, but we might see a goal here. That's a nice save, a double commit forced out of Luminosity.
Magic Bear 0 boost, no one's in, go for it. Magic Bear just left. Yes, he had 0 boost, but mate, you're still a body on the line. No one's there at all. Magic Bear goes for a walk. He's like, oh, sorry, boys. I need to go in the corner for a little bit.
Or something, right?
Because Cheese and Rettles, they leave, and Magic Bear, I think he might have felt a little bit left out.
Magic Bear must have just thought that somebody was going to take his spot as third man. No other explanation than that.
Did look a little bit silly, though.
It did. And we'll see if that bites him. That insurance goal might be enough, though. Final play here, Ray's Bull has no boost, passes it off to Dorito, gets around one, a pass over the defense, a lovely block, the ball doesn't make it to the corner, and Luminosity barely.
Then you look at NA number 4, or number 3 rather. I think that we're relatively even in a lot of people's estimations. This one should be going, I think, all the way to 5.
Gibbs was saying that he felt like this was the 5.
Yeah, this feels like a 5. But early on in Swiss, you're going to be getting, of course, the most disparity in the seeds. This is absolutely going to be a close one, and both these teams have proved it.
Complexity.
Double
great
demo.
Chances there. There's a double demo. Players respawning, both on the same side of the field as well. Ball leaks out to the middle. Reynolds plays keep away. Bit of a crazy spawn at both players right on that side as well. However, Complexity make it work. Still though, under pressure.
CRR bumped into that touch, then it ends up going high, but with no boost, he can't follow. Dorito no boost, and he can't follow. Luminosity potentially aiming to secure more and more of the golden stuff so they can fly around the pitch a lot more effortlessly.
Sometimes boost is greater than ball.
Of course.
It's you know, it really makes you want it so bad you'll leave the net for it. Sometimes conceding the goal.
That was an inner monologue from Magic Bear.
I need boost too, I feel you.
Cheese removing CRR from the offending team. No chance for them to be pushing in from that. And demos absolutely on the cards for Luminosity here.
Big demos in favor of Luminosity here. It looks like they might be finally hitting their stride. Another demo. Reynolds taking out CRR. But so far, it hasn't really made that big of an impact on the gameplay, the demos. Perhaps helping Luminosity stay boosted up and keep Complexity away from the offensive side of the ball. But now we see him finally break through. CRR trying to take that to the corner. And we see a response demo. CRR landed one himself.
Seems like there's a lot more play in the midfield in this series, especially compared to the last one, where there were, I feel, a lot more shots, a lot more threatening opportunities. And Magic Bear putting another threat on the net of Complexity. 2 minutes elapsed. Still those 0 goals. Magic Bear destroying Dorito. Chance for Rattles to get a tip onwards. A little bit too much power. Sees it fly over the bar. Cheese has to have a bit of something to him. No corner redirect like Drowley. All the way back in the European Open qualifiers. We approach halftime in the game. Still 0-0. Much more lower scoring.
Cheese will pop it up. Go for it again himself. Ray's Bull out of boost. Things getting a bit awkward here for Complexity. CRR trying to win that 50 forward. Dorito back to CRR. CRR out of boost and out of the play for a little bit. as Magic Bear goes for a musty into a 50. Couldn't land the 50. And Reddle's not able to steal that corner boost either. We'll see if Luminosity will keep this attack up, but they're all so low on boost.
Decent amount of pressure now for Luminosity, but as they do find themselves low on boost, Razeball can work it out of his own half. Only 3 for him, and so instead goes for the man. A team bump sees Cheese tangle up with Magic Bear. CRR, backboard, Rettles and Magic Bear both commit to it, but Rettles is going to be the first man there. 25 boost. No chance for any player from Complexity to come in from that pass.
Oh.
Instead, never mind, it's another miss from Luminosity, and CRR takes full advantage.
And you saw Reddles actually moved upfield, and a bit of a gamble. Magic Bear stuck in reverse. And that is a sign of being out of position. When you are in reverse, you are not comfortable.
You never want to reverse. Realistically, in a pro game, you never really want to reverse unless you're bumping.
Unless
you
you're
have to figure it out.
You remember that play?
That was genuinely the exact goal I thought of, and I thought, oh, you're open just above a criticism here.
Maybe you never say never in that situation, but most of the time, being backwards is a bad thing.
Typically, you don't want to be reversing in a pro game of Rocket League. Are we happy with my wording?
I would agree with that statement. Oh, and that one bouncing off the post and out. Dorito on 0 boost gets a massive flick to slow down any counterattack from Luminosity. The counterattack now goes. Cheese with a 50 to Bear. Cheese off the pass. That is a team play from Luminosity.
Strap a rocket to a wheel of brie and you get this goal from Cheese. The Bear finds him. 1:15 and Luminosity punch Complexity dead in the chest.
And we finally see Cheese playing a big part in the offense for Luminosity in this series. And that was a lovely pass as well from Magic Bear to dime up Cheese and allow him to get that power on the shot. This does feel like a 5-game series with how close these teams have been playing.
Razeball picking up that mid boost. He's open towards CRR to go for a shot. A demo. But it's going to be completely open, but no one from Luminosity is going to be able to work their way in. CRR only 20, 1 touch he can get, no reset for him. Central goes up high onto the backboard. Dorito now tries to find Razeball, who has to stop, find his bearings, and then leave. Magic Bear backboard. CRR challenges him in the midfield. Final 30, ticking down. Cheese removing Dorito from the equation entirely.
And you saw Reddles also landing a bump before that. The aggression coming out from Luminosity. Will it finally pay off? They're able to keep Luminosity back, or Complexity back rather. Luminosity trying to play defense at the midfield. Delayed 50, kicks it up. Dorito out of boost again. We've seen him be pushed so far up with low boost so many times. Cheese cuts the pass off. Cheese, another tip. Reddles needs to get this to the ground.
Oh.
Magic Bear bails him out, but this could be bad for Luminosity. Not the best touch from Razeball. And smartly, Luminosity will let that ball hit the ground.
Rettles letting it roll. Good game management from Luminosity. And a fake kickoff sees Magic Bear with control and 100 boost. Ball going central. He does not pick up that corner 100, so he will be slow getting back. Demos attempted. CRR, a shot attempted. But Rettles stemming the flow somewhat for a second, handing the ball towards Magic Bear. 20 boost, no reset for him. But both teams now, a lot of ambition to put themselves on series point.
And you saw Cheese try to tip that to the corner. Wasn't able to get the follow-up. Perhaps those nerves starting to affect. There's the shot from Dorito, but a big-time save from the Bear.
Magic Bear on the other side, from defense to offense. Can't work his way around it. 40 seconds elapsed. Razeball, back corner. 50 boost, an opportunity to challenge Cheese, but Cheese will be there first. Central, Magic Bear to shoot. It's halfway in the goal. But Dorito can deny the dreams of Luminosity for now.
He's got his jump, CRR. Didn't use it in time. Good challenge from Cheese and a lovely power clear from Reddles, timing that hit off the bounce wonderfully. Reddles now has to get back to help out. Cheese, though, on the back line, does get the stop.
Cheese moving proactively there, making sure that he is going to be a player back if the shot does come in from the hook. Minute 20 elapsed. Magic Bear midfield challenge with Dorito. Razeball has time, he has boost, and he has ambition. Goes round 1, but Cheese instead standing as firm as possible.
Magic Bear staying up in the play on 0. Until Complexity doesn't want to commit too much.
The ball.
Razeball!
It's El Toro! It's 2-0 for Complexity, and it is magic here in Copenhagen.
Oh, That is the corner double that you dream of, and to hit it in overtime and have it be back at Complexity's Swiss run and be able to point to that goal as maybe the point in which Complexity comes to life. That was a play to remember.
It's now going to be on Luminosity to secure a game here. Take us to 5. Instead, Dorito takes us to 5 seconds in game number 4 and securing 1 for Complexity.
And what is it, Stumpy? Another low 50. If you're out there watching,
low 50.
Just go for the low 50. If you're trying to incorporate something in your ranked games, low 50 is invaluable.
Yeah. Dorito now going for a bump, no chance, or rather doesn't actually get any contact on it. 2 shots coming out from CRR and Dorito. Now Raisel in the sky again, looking inspired, finds Dorito!
Oh man.
It is 2 in 20 seconds.
The bull is starting to get momentum. Gets the flip reset, perfect pass to Dorito. And we're not even 20 seconds in, and Complexity have put up 2 in a series where goals have been coming at a premium. So now Complexity, after winning in such amazing fashion to get this early lead, you wonder if this is the time to start panicking for Luminosity stuff.
Yeah, low scoring across the board so far that we've seen from both of these teams. So to have 2 so early on, it's going to be confidence inspiring for one side and somewhat frustrating for the other. Luminosity going to be unfortunate that they're going to be the frustrating ones.
Both games previously, or at least games 1 and 2, just 1-goal games. And then obviously that overtime as well. And now we see a 3rd goal for Complexity. Things starting to get out of hand, Stumpy.
I mean, CRR beats 1, beats the 2nd, the 3rd then flies his way in. It's a ground pinch into the post, Magic Bear no contact, and Dorito just happens to be there for the ride. Gets a little toe punt, sends it home. 3-0 Complexity. Already this is the joint most number of goals we've seen in a game after 55 seconds.
And Complexity, you're going to have all the confidence now as well. This is a big test here for Luminosity. If you're going to give up 3, I guess it's better to give it up in that first minute. Give yourself the most time to complete that comeback. But
or you're just dragging it out as well. You're thinking, oh, we have 4 more minutes of this, boys.
Well, that's where we'll see what kind of mentality that Luminosity has.
I mean, Rettles, I said it before. He's an astounding leader, but leadership will only get you so far when you face the quality of Sam's number 2 seed.
Yeah, you get the pass, you get the poke by CRR on the bump, and then the shot. That is doing work. Off ball and on ball from CRR. And Complexity are putting the pedal to the metal and leaving Luminosity in the dust.
Whenever a team in pro play goes 4 goals up, I believe it's like 95 to 99% chance that they then win that game.
Yeah, 3 goals, it's possible. 4, it almost seems impossible.
Yeah, I think 4 goals is 99% time, 99 out of 100 times. The team with 4, they are going to be winning it. Luminosity, it's time for you guys to make it a little bit more likely.
This is when you call Trill, the coach of Elevate, and you get that playbook. From game 3.
How do we score 6 in a row, mate?
What's the secret? Oh, maybe we'll see one. Here we do. Reynolds camping on the back line as we take another look at this one.
And where did all of Complexity go? It's a rough touch from Raisel. Dorito then dives in, thinks he can get something. The Magic Bear will be the one to just play that nuisance. And nuisance earns them a goal, 1-4. They're a quarter of the way to earning an overtime. Otherwise, they're going to be going down 0-2, and they will have to reverse sweep the Swiss to make top 8.
For Luminosity, that is one step towards making the comeback a reality. But it is going to be a long path for them to get back into it as we approach the halfway point. Luminosity got the lead to 3. Can they do more?
Halfway through the game, and becoming a lot more measured for Complexity, I feel, whereas Luminosity, they are running out of time. Cheese, right-hand side. Magic Bear, not nearly enough boost to get to that ball, panicking somewhat. Cheese from his own back line, past the halfway line, but Raisel there, standing strong again. A miss from CRR as Dorito has to fly in. Rettles works it round him. Again, going central, but look, another defensive player for Complexity.
And CRR wasting time on that air dribble clear attempt. Lovely tip to break up that opportunity. Raisel knows that he cannot give Magic Bear that space at the midfield. And now we might see another scoring opportunity. There's the little hesitation, Raisbull. He gets the defense jumping, and he just takes it and scores it.
Oh, Magic Bear. Oh, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you, mate. Raisbull fakes one, flicks it high, sends it in.
The Rocket League equivalent of a crossover.
Just completely dukes him. Magic Bear again leaving the ball, goes straight for a boost. But again, we find that 4-goal difference, and Luminosity have even less time than they did previously, James.
And Stumpy, I know you spent a lot of time in EU, but can you just imagine what NA would have been like if Furia and Complexity stayed in NA? How crazy it would have been.
A bloodbath.
Yes, it would have. There's no doubt about that. Complexity and Furia, they went back to Sam, they've dominated, and now they show up here, Complexity, going up against Luminosity. And it was a close game in the first ones, but this game 4, Complexity, they went into a different gear, specifically Raisbull.
They look inspired. A low shot coming in as Ruttles does remove one player, and a minute remaining. They need a goal every 15 seconds, and that is a wonderful pass from Magic Bear. Unfortunately, a Complexity player is in the way. Shot towards the backboard. 15 of those seconds has gone, and with no sign of a goal, you may as well chalk this one up to the South American darlings.
And the most of the desk had Complexity, even the coin. I guess you could say, Stumpy, that it was fated.
The coin knows.
I mean, it got the first picks wrong on the alt stream, so I don't know about
the coin
that.
Sometimes knows.
Yeah,
it's a different coin. They have different personalities. That's what happens. And with 20 seconds left, Complexity, they will be securing game number 4. It's a miss on the backboard. It will not matter. Luminosity 0-2. It is not the position that any of these teams want to be in. It is not where you want to find yourself on the first major of the 2024 season, but Complexity 1-1, and they prove themselves to be a terrifying opponent for anybody that stands in their way.
And Raisbull finishing this series strong for Complexity as they get this series win in round 2. Big win from them as well. A lot of people on the fence as to which way this would go. But I don't think there's any doubts left that Complexity is the better team. They ramped it up. Raisbull hitting that overtime double tap off the court.